if you are frustrated, if you've ever been frustrated and you think you're going to be frustrated, then this video is for you. The next few moments, I'm going to talk to you about a frustration that's absolutely real. And I want you to get a different outlook and maybe have an open mind to about frustration. Because you know what? I was frustrated by first class. Yeah. If you've ever flown before, I had an experience that was just absolutely, it was life changing for me. It really was. And this ain't about me. It's about us. It's about you. I'm just sharing my experience, hoping that it will help you in this endeavor. Look, I had the privilege of speaking in the British Virgin Islands in a place called Virgin Gorda. Absolutely beautiful, man. If you haven't gone, you need to go. Like, you fly into Charlotte Amalie into St. Thomas, catch an hour ferry ride over the Virgin Gorda. It's absolutely beautiful. It's not as touristy, anything like that, but I'm telling you, the scenery is absolutely amazing. And I had an opportunity to speak over there a few years ago. Well, on my return flight back home, I actually changed my seat there. I flew there on Delta Airlines and came back on Delta Airlines, and then I received a notification that my seat had been upgraded to first class on my return flight home. What? Yeah, first class. Now, I gotta tell you something. This is my first class experience. I didn't know what to expect. I've flown several times prior to, but this was my first class experience. And so when I got the upgrade, I boarded the plane. I never forget what kind of plane it was. It was a Boeing 757-200. And so listen, I was normally going in and you turn to the right, you go to Delta Comfort and the economy class. Well, I had to hook a left to go to first class. And man, when I got to my seat, I had a window seat like I always like to do. And the first thing I noticed is that the seat was larger. And man, and I sat in my seat and the flight attendant came over and greeted me by my name. Hey, Mr. Daines. I was like, what? Who? Oh, man, you know my name. I can find out you on your manifest. And so they greet you by your name. And she asked me would I like a pre-flight beverage. I'm like, hey, what is that? I'm like, oh, because I'm seeing everybody with little beverages in their hand, and everybody, they're drinking their little wine and whatever they're doing. And so, I don't drink alcohol, but I said, yeah, let me get a little, what's my favorite drink? Oh, cran apple. Yeah, let me get a cran apple. And man, she brought it back to me in a real glass. I'm used to seeing those little paper cups and everything, but I'm not going to bore you with the first class experience. And so as the plane took off and as we got to cruising altitude, next thing you know, they come through the cabin with these warm towels smelling like lemon, and you get to wipe your hands and wipe your face. I'm like, yeah. They asked, what would you like for dinner? These are options. I'm like, what? Okay. I think I had to ask for chicken or something like that. And man, and I was looking for the table because the table I'm used to seeing is on the back of the seat. Well, she came, no, Mr. Daines, the table's in the armrest. Oh, so I flipped the table out and everything. And man, they put a little a napkin over the table, like first class. They give you real silverware. And man, they put the tray down. I'm just used to maybe, getting some chips and some nuts or something. I'm like, what? Anyway, man, the trip was great. My seat partner, we had a great conversation, man. He was just loading up on red wine. So you could tell we had a great conversation all the way back to the States. But anyway, after I got off the flight, man, everything was wonderful. And then I went on my next trip. But my next trip was not first class. I didn't think anything about it. I just booked like I normally do. So anyway, I got on the plane and I walked past those first class seats. Y'all, let me tell you something. The pit I felt in my stomach, it was almost a nauseating sensation when I walked past the seats to get to my regular seat. And I'm like, yo, something ain't right. Have you ever had an experience like this? Something is not right. And so I got in my seat, I got to the window seat, and can I tell you something? I was so frustrated on that flight. And it was not the person sitting next to me. It was not because I didn't have a window seat. It was not the size of the seat. Well, yeah, it kind of was the size of the seat because I didn't pay attention to I had less leg room and all these different things. And I discovered that doggone first class. It frustrated me because I got a taste of something bigger and better and experience. And this is not saying that where I was sitting at was bad, because before I sat in first class, where I was normal. Let me tell you something that exposure will do to you. It will cause your normal experience to seem like yesterday's news. Man, you will say to yourself that there is something bigger. There's something better out there because you've been exposed. And let me say this, because of the invite that I received into first class, I was willing to make the investment. You just can't sit in a place being frustrated and saying, man, you know what, I deserve to be up there. I deserve to be, and not willing to do anything about it. See, this is the gap that exposure creates for most people oftentimes. They expose to something new, but they never get to the point of execution. And so they sit in the seat of frustration of woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's not you. That's not what we're going to do. That's not what you're going to do. That's not what I've done. But we are going to put our money where our mouth is, and we're going to put some action and momentum behind this because we're going to get true measurable results. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you, because this is a real thing, man. I know I'm not the only one who's ever experienced that. And here's the thing, like, what really got me is when I had to walk past the seats and go back to the economy class, it didn't mean I was going to a bad place. I just knew that I didn't fit there anymore because I got a taste of a greater and premium experience. And I knew that's where I belong. That, like I said, that knowing that frustration that I felt like, man, something just ain't right. And I couldn't let it rest. Do you have that? Maybe you have it now. Maybe you've had it before. And you're trying to figure out, TC, how in the world do I work through this? Because of the invitation, I made an investment. You have to be willing to invest in what you've been exposed to. Maybe that's going back to school. Maybe that's raising more capital. Maybe that's getting a certificate. Maybe that's reading more books. Maybe that's going back to the gym. You never know what you have to do, but you have to be willing. Double your money back guarantee. Watch this. One thing is for sure, two is for certain. You gotta make an investment. You got to make up in your mind. You got to have this undaunting, unwavering, unrelentless focus, which means follow one course until successful. Exposure, it wakes you up. Once you can't see it, you cannot unsee it. Now, listen. The crazy part about this is I walked past those first class seats several times and it did not bother me. But what happened was, when I said yes to the invitation and I sat my happy hips down in that seat and made the gross mistake of drinking cran apple juice out of a real glass, made a mistake of wiping my hands with that lemony smell towel, made a mistake of pulling out that tray out of my armrest, made the mistake of laying back in that cushion. And I forgot to tell you, that gave you a pillow and a blanket. What? And I made a mistake of unfolding it and putting it across me. I couldn't unsee that. And the next time I walked by, all of that came back to me saying, you deserve to be there. It don't make me bougie. It just makes me, watch this, better. See, a lot of people try to give you critiques and try to give you a little jaw jack and tell me who you think you are. Listen, I don't think I'm better than you. I just chose to think better. That's all that means. And listen, it has nothing to do with, oh, you just wait. No, I'm not wasting money, because you know what now? I like to fly comfortable. I like to be able to stretch my legs if I'm on a long flight, because watch this. When I get off, I got some things I want to do, and I don't want to have to fight all the jet lag and the cramps and all of these things. I want to be in a place of comfort. And watch this. I had to invest in that. Same with you. If you want to be better in a place of comfort financially, you got to make an investment. If you want to be better in a place physically, you got to make an investment. If you want to be in a better place mentally, you have to make an investment. If you want to be in a better place relationally, you got to make an investment. You got to pick up the phone. You got to call somebody. You got to invite somebody out to lunch. You got to cook dinner and invite somebody over. Because you know what the Bible says. If you want to have friends, you got to show yourself friendly. That's principle. You got to work on that. You got to work on that. So we ain't going to just sit back to be frustrated for the sake of being frustrated. No. Frustration is the fuel that now we're going to have this undaunting, unwavering, unrelentless focus, and we're going to follow one course until successful. If ain't nobody told you, let me be the first one to tell you. You got the goods to do what you've been dreaming about. You absolutely do. You don't have to wait on the right person. You don't have to wait on the right season. You can do it right now. I read this in a book. Somebody said this, that yesterday is a canceled check. Tomorrow is a promissory note. But today is cash. Today is cash. And see, the problem is people know how much it costs if you do it. But the big issue is you don't know how much it costs if you don't. Come on, you got it. You got it in you. If I can do it, and I ain't nobody special, and I'm not comparing me to you and you to me. I'm just saying, principles don't respect persons. They respect the people who apply them. That's all I'm talking about. I'm just talking about a biblical principle here in Psalm 24:1. You see what my shirt says? Abundance. Let me go back the other way. Abundance is your natural state. Psalm 24:1 is a principle. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. Do you know who they are? You and me. Abundance is our natural state. Yeah. The reason why I was frustrated, because that's my seat. Yeah, that's my seat. See, exposure will give you an invitation to a new normal. And the reason why we are frustrated is because we sit in the old norm too long because we're not willing to invest in what's ahead of us. Can I tell you something? First class is just a few rows ahead. Better days are just a few days ahead. Better hours are just a few days ahead. Better minutes are just a few days ahead. But watch this. Let me get you better than days ahead, hours ahead, and minutes ahead. Better days are now. Don't you put off tomorrow what you have the power, the strength, and the will and the wherewithal to do today. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Yeah, I'm sorry. So if you're watching this, you've been exposed to some new information and it's probably adding to the frustration rather than easing it. But you know what? Frustration is just 93 octane in the fuel tank of focus. And you're about to do something so unrelenting, so undaunting that the world has been waiting for you to release your genius, man. Girl, lady, dude. Yeah. I sense it, man. I know it. I know somebody's watching this. I want you to type in the comment section. Listen, the success that is coming to you now, the wealth that is coming to you now, the peace that is coming to you now. Watch this. The freedom that you're about to live in now. See, that's the big part. And I'm about to get out of here. Really. That's the big part, y'all, is that there's a difference in not booking first class because you don't want to versus not booking first class because you can't. Because I don't fly first class in very short flights, like 30-minute flights, 20-minute flights, quick connecting flights. I don't do that because it's just not worth, by the time you get comfortable, man, you got to get off the plane. So I'll book my connecting flight like in a Delta Comfort or something like that. And then, for my longer leg, I'll sit in first class. So watch this. I book it that way because I want to, not because I lack the freedom to be able to. That's what I'm talking about on this video. I want you to embrace the frustration so that you can have the freedom to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Financially, mentally, relationally, physically, and spiritually. Yeah. So we ain't gonna just sit back and complain to me, look at them up there. Because I'm supposed to be up there. Absolutely. It don't make you bougie, just make you better. That's all that is. So y'all, I just want to leave you with that. Let frustration become your fuel, because that's exactly what first class did to me. I just could not sit comfortably in my old norm anymore because it just didn't fit right. And the reason why you're frustrated, because where you are, it just don't fit right. But watch this. You don't have to get off the plane. You just have to move to a different seat. You don't have to throw your life away. You just have to reposition yourself in it. All right. I hope this has helped you. Put in the comment section that this has helped me, TC. I want you to share this video. And if you like content like this, subscribe to the channel. Let people know that there is people out there that are in the same situation. You're not alone by yourself. And here, TC, let's walk together. Let's walk this thing out together, because we gonna be better together. And I end with this, and I echo it again. Abundance is our natural state. Till the next video, keep doing it. Upgrade your seat, expose yourself, educate yourself, and execute so you can experience the freedom that it's your covenant right to have since you've been born. All right, I will see you again. And next time I see you, we all gonna be in first class. Yeah, all right. I'll talk to you soon.